global choice equivalent of Choice Magazine is Euromonitor. Okay, now Jenny's talked to the patents, right? She's told you that before you get a patent, a bunch of people get together and try and knock it. So Amway products are being knocked professionally. And you should say, if someone says, listen, their products are no good, you should say, you know what? You won't believe what some of the professionals say about it. They really go for it. And you know what? They failed, which is why it got the patent. Do you know Amway Corporation already has the same number of patents virtually as Thomas Edison had? I think Thomas Edison had 1,093. Amway already has 1,000. You need to know, you don't get a patent. You know, Euromonitor. Euromonitor has, you should go and get that download from the Apple download. Get it on your smartphone. I'm not sure if every smartphone can do it, but certainly Apple does it. You can get it on the Apple phone. Okay, get what Euromonitor says about our product. Nothing compares to our product. These are top range. You need to develop that story. Now, I can't do that for you today because a lady over here has already started flashing numbers. Rude numbers. There's some rude numbers here. I thought you were a nice person. Okay? There's rude numbers being flashed over here at me. So you need to understand, you've got to develop this. Get the story about the product. Now, get to understand about the business itself. The enterprise. Do you want to be there for that time? Yes? No? You better believe it. It is coming. It's just a reality. The website is finally fixed. It's working well. We've got all these little apps coming along. Okay? We've got the smartphones all organized. We got the corporation has completely reorganizing its headquarters for this new kind of enterprise that we're developing. You need to know the story about the business, the current story. Okay, the gem beliefs, the E part, the enterprise. You've got to get the story right. This story is important because why? Because you've got to be a go-getter. You cannot let loser's limp get hold of you just because some prospect said, you know what, this is a scam. Come tomorrow and we'll talk to you about how to handle that scam story. Okay, it's nonsense. How can you have 1,000 patents? How can you, this is the next thing, you can't be a scammer if that's happening, right? Right? No? Yes? No? Yes. Do you want to be part of that? Yes. You need to understand there is no other business that can do this. This is number one. If you got people like Euromonitor saying we're the best, if the US patent office is saying we're the best, what is the argument? Nothing. If he's worried about his friends are going to say, then he needs to use some of your products. Do you hear what I'm saying? You know, you have to be the strong one. Who is going to be the eagle, your prospect or you? Yeah. Yes, so if you're the eagle, develop the eye of the eagle. Get the talons, get the claws out. Get the claws out. And the claws are the facts. You know, some people are impressed by facts. Some people say, can't be right. You know, but listen, if you've got these big witnesses there for you, these are your witnesses. The witnesses, the US Patent Office. The witnesses, Euromonitor. These are your witnesses. The witnesses, your upline diamond or emerald or platinum. These are your witnesses. Use your witnesses. So goods, the enterprise, and you, the man. You got to understand what's happening at the moment right around the world. Here, listen. We get invitations regularly to go to functions where a speaker comes along and does this whole G-up thing. Not based, and by the way, based on the kind of evidence that you're getting from here too, right? In fact, I got invited to a talk the other day. I went along and I knew this guy. And he runs a global motivation company. And I know him. We had mutual friends. And he says, hi, Roland. And I said, do I know you? He says, yeah, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so. We met. And actually, we're mutual friends with the guy who wrote Body Language, you know? Alan Peace. Alan Peace and I belong to the same club. We've known each other for years. And this guy's his mate. And he's got this. Guess where they learned all this? Do you understand? You see, you need to be packing these meetings out. You need to be promoting these meetings. If you become a go-getter And if you decide, if you get your story right, okay, you are going to be an eagle. There's no question. Promote the function. You know, there is no, a lot of people will tell you, I get DVDs sent to me on the email. I get a podcast sent to me on my email. Why are they doing that? Because they're trying to do what we do. They're trying to G me up to come to the next seminar. You hear what I'm saying? You need to come here. Listen, Freud talked because I only got 2 minutes, okay? Oh, this is an evil lady over here. Okay, yes, it's her fault, okay? Okay, Freud talked, what did he talk about? The ego, the id, and the superconscious, right? Okay, you need to know, I have a better version of that, which I'm not going to talk about today. But here's what I want to say to you. Okay, human beings are designed to interact in flesh in a room like this. You get a lot of information. We create what they would call a superconscious mind just sitting over here. We pick up all kinds of clues. You know, some of you may have seen me at summer conference. I was made to sit in front of the whole bloody, pardon the French, looking at the group. Okay? This was a horrible experience for someone like me because I get into a very heightened state when I'm at a summer conference or a winter conference. Because you will not believe, this is why I couldn't bear sitting there listening to Jane talk, because she was firing me up. Now, when I sit over here, when I stand in front of listening to a group, and my eyes, everything, I get into a very heightened state. I pick up all kinds of messages I'm getting. And that's what's happening to you. When you come here, I bet some of you are getting triggers in your mind right as I talk. I could do this, is this happening? This guy said this, that was on the tape last time. Is that right? That's the superconscious at work. Okay, that's just one part. And the subconscious also work. You're suddenly thinking, you know what, I could get away from that crappy experience I had at that guy. I never want him in my life again. This woman, no, whatever. You are solving problems in a room like this. That is why this is so important to come here. At this place, you will walk out thinking, none of the things that happened in my life last week actually are important. I'm just going to go forward. Isn't that right? Don't we all leave thinking like that? That is what you need to understand. This is a massive tool for building a great future, this function that you're coming to. But to get the full advantage of it, you need to be pushing those goals. See, Nick said to me, Dad, talk to me about FAA points. I said, Nick, you're not even 3% yet. He says, well, I like to have the big picture, Dad. You see? I like to have the big picture. You see, that's what the eagles have, isn't it? They're up there. They've got the big picture. He says, I like the big picture. I want to know, because he's heard me talk with this woman. And you know where it started? It started that goal. How many in my organization can I assist? Do you remember we had the double-level diamond promotion a few years ago for FEC? That's what it was meant to do. It was meant to find people who could break these kinds of people in the depth. Okay, you should be thinking that. How many people can I help? And when you do that, you will end up being an eagle. There's no question about that. It has been done time and time again. I got to go back to my notes. It's ridiculous. Jennifer shouldn't have spoken first. It's all her fault. Okay, now, the next thing I want to say to you, oh, geez, this is a bad woman. Okay, sitting here in front of me. All right, listen, it's her fault. I had some incredibly good information for you. You know, I gotta tell you, you are gonna have to come back next time to hear it all. But, you know, if you'd heard what I was gonna tell you next, you'd have said, I will bust my guts and get out here. So, you can wait for next time. That's it. And you know who to blame. It's been great talking to you all.
While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We sincerely hope, however, that the ideas presented will assist you in building a strong and profitable business. This is an independently published copyright program of IDA Distribution, Victoria, Australia. Unauthorised duplication is prohibited. Purchase is optional.